I want to tell you something that I don't usually say out loud. I have so much of what I once dreamt of, but for some reason, I still feel lost. And it's not just me. I think more people feel like this than they're willing to admit. You hit the milestones, you make progress, but instead of feeling fulfilled, you feel like something's missing. And if that's you too, well, this video is for you. We grow up living in this blueprint. The life is this step-by-step process. Get the grades, pick a career, work hard, build something, get money, start a family, find freedom, and be happy, right? And at first, it seems to make sense. So we get to work, we build, we grind, we chase the image of our dream life. For me, it started with wanting to be better, to build something of my own, to stop living in survival mode and start living with purpose. So I improved, I read the books, started creating, filmed the videos, pushed myself, and slowly the progress came. Things I once wished for were now real. I should have been proud, I should have felt satisfied. But what I felt instead was confusion. Like, why do I still feel this empty void inside of me? Why does it feel like something's still not right? The worst part of all this, it's hard to explain to anyone. Because on the outside you're doing well, you're productive, you're improving, you're on your path. But on the inside you're asking questions like, why don't I feel anything? Why do I still feel like I'm not enough? What am I even doing this for? It's this weird disconnect. You're achieving, but you're not arriving. And maybe you felt it too. You accomplished something you thought would make you proud. But it fades after a few days, or worse, it doesn't even feel real. You get back to your old habits and just do nothing about it. The worst part of all this, it's hard to explain to anyone. Because on the outside, you're doing well, you're productive, you're improving, you're on your path. But on the inside, you're asking questions like, why don't I feel anything? Why do I still feel like I'm not enough? What am I even doing this for? It's this weird disconnect. You're achieving, but you're not arriving. And maybe you felt it too. You accomplished something you thought would make you proud, but it fades after a few days. Or worse, it doesn't even feel real. And now you're stuck, not because you're failing, but because your success isn't fulfilling you. And that's a really isolating place to be. And we must get out of that place as soon as possible. We have been sold this lie that if you get enough money, followers, status, discipline, confidence, then you'll finally feel complete. You have this aura, you're that guy, that person that everybody turns their neck round to see who it is. But you're completely wrong. What they don't tell you is this: nothing external can fill an internal emptiness. And for years, I didn't want to believe that. I thought, nah, maybe I just need to hit the next goal. Maybe I just need to do more. So I kept pushing, kept grinding, kept chasing more. But the more I got, the more I realized none of this is fixing the hole I'm trying to fill. Because the truth is, it was never about the goals. It was about what I thought they would fix inside me. The lack of self-worth, the fear of being average, the constant pressure to prove something. And I realized I wasn't chasing goals to grow. I was chasing them to feel enough. And that's where everything started to shift. There is a specific kind of pain that comes from getting everything you wanted and realizing you're still not okay. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's quiet, empty, and confusing as hell. You started asking deeper questions. What was I really chasing? Do I even want the things I'm working for? Is my life built on someone else's definition of success? That moment where everything looks right but feels wrong. that's when people break. Some numb themselves, some spiral, some go back to chasing even harder, thinking more will fix it, and some finally slow down and listen. I think I'm in that phase now, learning how to listen again to myself, to what I actually want, to who I really am beyond all the goals. Because what's the point of building a beautiful life if you still feel like a stranger in it? So, where does this lost feeling come from? I don't have all the answers, but I have a few thoughts. For me, I think it came from chasing to prove, not to connect. I wanted to prove I was valuable, that I was worthy, that I was capable, that I could win. But all that proving disconnected me from the present moment. I was so focused on the next step that I forgot how to be where I am. And on top of that, I was living life on autopilot, not from my soul, but from my fear. Fear of being mediocre, fear of being forgotten, fear of wasting my potential, fear of letting people down, fear of being seen as weak. And those fears drove me to build, but they also robbed me of peace. Because fear is a powerful motivator, but it creates shallow victories. One of the hardest parts of this whole thing is the guilt that comes with it. Because I know I'm blessed. I know I have so much more than many people. I have a roof over my head. I have freedom, opportunity, health. People will kill for the life I have. So why do I still feel this way? It makes you feel like a bad person, ungrateful, entitled. But what I've learned is this: gratitude and restlessness can coexist. You can be thankful and still feel like something's missing. You can love what you have and still want something deeper. It doesn't make you ungrateful, it makes you honest. Because sometimes it's not about more stuff, it's about more connection, more alignment with your truth. And that's the part we usually ignore. Maybe the real problem is how we define success in the first place. We think success is about what we get, but maybe success is about what we feel. Feeling grounded in who you are, feeling free in your expression, feeling at peace with your pace, feeling like your life is truly yours. That's not sexy. It doesn't get millions of views, but it's real. Because what's the point of building a successful life if it doesn't feel meaningful to you? A lot of people look successful, but they cry themselves to sleep. They look confident in the outside, but they feel empty in the inside. They've won the external game, but they're losing inside. I don't want that. If you're watching this, I don't think you do either. So, where do I go from here? I don't have a clear roadmap, but I'm starting with this. I'm slowing down, I'm listening more, I'm reconnecting with myself without the noise. I'm questioning everything I once thought I had to be. Because maybe I don't need to become more. Maybe I need to become me fully. Maybe this lost feeling isn't the end. Maybe it's the beginning of a more real life, a more aligned life, a quieter life, but a truer one, where I don't chase for applause. I move from authenticity, where I'm not living to impress, I'm living to express. That's where I want to go. And if you're feeling lost right now, maybe that's where you're being led to. So let me leave you with this. If you've achieved what you once dreamt of, and you still feel lost on the inside, you're not broken. You're just waking up to reality, to the truth that what you really need isn't out there. It's in here, inside of you. You don't need to chase harder. You need to connect deeper to yourself, to your purpose, to your peace. That's the real journey. And if no one's told you this before, you're allowed to start over, even if everything looks fine. Because your life doesn't need to look perfect. It needs to feel real to you. Your feelings are valid. Your journey is real. Keep going. I am rooting for you. This is Edris Nazari. and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.